All right, everyone, Trump has enraged the left by choosing not to play their game. He forces others to play his game. It's very wise. The neocons don't understand this. It's like with immigration, they apologize. They're very like, oh no, they're basically like, they act like liberal light. They expect that if they come out and they pretend to be liberal on the immigration issue, that they'll get brownie points for it or something. You know, in all respects, the new right has pointed this out repeatedly. I don't think that they still quite get it, which is why the Trumpite candidates 2-1 are beating the establishment Republicans in the primaries. If the Republicans prevail in the midterms, it'll be a far more pro-Trump Republican Party. Some of those others will convert real quick, even if they're fair-weathered friends. They'll think twice before they fuck around with populism again, I think. Here's the thing. Trump comes out, and he's told the Republican Party, don't even bother, don't front any more immigration reform bills to me. Don't talk to me about it. Don't even bother discussing it with the Democrats. They're not going to listen. They're beyond hope. What you need to focus on is winning the midterms, and then when there is a red wave, then we can tackle immigration. By the way, there's still a pretty good chance that that actually happens. A red wave, what does it mean? The Republicans have gained at least one Senate seat and retained the House. That's all they need. They need more power. The Senate is really the point of obstruction. In the House, they've got the votes already to do butt-fuck whatever they want, and they'll continue if they keep the House, because all you need is a simple majority for most things in the House of Representatives. It's quite simple. They need 3 or 4 extra seats above the Democrats. There's a good chance that they'll have that if they don't, fuck off under the wheels of a bus before the midterms. Then you've got the Senate. What's the Senate Rules Committee got imposed on the Senate at large? You need more than a simple majority. You need more votes than just, 51 senators agree like the Republicans have. They need I think they need 54 total. They could probably get that. Yeah, they can probably get 3 Senate seats. In fact, I'd say that they're favored to at this point. Trump's approval, meanwhile, I've been monitoring. It hasn't collapsed. I mean, it slid back by half a point or something. That's what I expected. There'll be a slight loss in approval in the wake of the immigration kerfuffle. It will then rise back up before midterms to the long-term mean with which it would have been at anyway, because it's a temporary issue. Look, people aren't talking about it. You know why the corporate media is now not talking about it really as much as it was, 2 days ago? Because Chuck Schumer screwed up. The alt-left screwed up with the ICE agents thing, and it turned out that the main propaganda image they were using wasn't even real. So they've lost on the issue of immigration. Their Hail Mary failed. The Hail Mary pass, they throw it up. I say, we'll get Trump. We'll make him look racist again. We'll make him look like a bigot, like anyone who supports him at this point fucking cares about that label. We'll make it look like he's mean against little kids. Because it worked so well after the Parkland shooting. Oh, it just totally collapsed Trump's support. No, it didn't. It turned around and bit the Democrats on the ass by embracing it as a wedge issue. They tried that. That was their initial attempt. And that didn't work. They can't run on jobs. They can't run on taxes. They can't run on the economic growth. They can't run on foreign policy because, they haven't done anything except obstruct. And Trump, meanwhile, is off trying to create peace in Korea. The other day, it comes out, and ABC reports on it. And it was like one person was trying to gloat about this, and I shut them up really quick. It was like, Trump has notified Congress that the state of emergency with regards to Korea continues because of the risk of nuclear material and proliferation thereof. And I'm like, why wouldn't that continue? North Korea is not denuclearized yet. Until they denuclearize, sanctions don't go away. The state of emergency doesn't go away, and allowing, again, the executive branch to act with more latitude in the region. Why would he want to give that up? He's trying to make a deal with North Korea, not fucking say, well, you came to a summit, so we don't care anymore, bye. No, you know what would happen? He'd get impeached if he did that. He knows that. Congress, all of his enemies would come down around him like a fucking mountain landslide if he were to have rescinded that. He knows better. But he's not playing the Democrats' game. They were hoping to box him in so that he would apologize, so that he would bow before the never-Trumpers and the establishment Republicans who basically they put their head up their ass and apologize and mumble repeatedly whenever the Democrats bring up little kids. The Democrats have a habit of doing this on guns, on immigration, on basically anything. Oh, look at these pictures of sad children. Shame on you. Your policies cause this. The Republicans go, oh, no. We love children. We love illegal immigrants. We love gun control. We love raising taxes because, you showed us a picture of a poor family that doesn't have enough food stamps or something. Oh, we will do better, we promise. They do this, they're cowards. 9/10 of all Republicans in Congress are fucking cowards. Very few of them will stick to their guns. I have more respect for the Democrats insofar as their spines go. That's saying some. At least they're not spineless. They don't get hoodwinked by this moral haranguing bullshit. The Republicans do. They've boxed themselves in, but Trump doesn't play that game, neither do his allies. He's like, apologize? For what? Don't bother talking to the Democrats. Wait till there's more Republicans in the Senate. I think what Trump is banking on is that the Republicans will narrowly retain the House, which is all they need, and gain several seats in the Senate. No more obstruction. He can get whatever else. He doesn't need to make a deal at that point, except with a few never-Trumpers. They'll get on board because they'll know better than not to, because otherwise the Republicans will say, okay, no more money for you when you try to get reelected. You're out of the party. You'll be lucky if you even don't get forced to resign right here and now. Paul Ryan will actually grow some balls. Mitch McConnell will grow some balls. It won't be a Boehner-style Congress anymore, I guess, like it has been for so many unfortunate years. Trump is like, don't bother reasoning with them. Fuck them. I'm not going to be able to make a deal with them until after the midterms. Even if the Democrats are to retake the House, look, after the midterms, looking forward to 2020, they'll probably want to make a deal. It just won't be as good as it was before. He'll probably still get his wall. He just won't get the crackdown, and he'll have to give amnesty to more groups. It won't be quite as good for his core fans. It'll mean more advertising, branding, and maneuvering for him if the Democrats retake the House. But I expect he'll still get that. They're not going to obstruct for 2 whole more years. Trump will make it an issue at that point. It won't be the Democrats throwing a Hail Mary. Trump will talk about it every day. Oh, yeah, here's day number 38 of the Democrats not wanting a comprehensive immigration reform deal, despite the fact that I've offered amnesty for every minor that came here. Oh, I gave them even more, and they're still not willing. He'll make them look terrible by the end of it. He's got them boxed in, and they think they've got him boxed in. And there are still Republicans that don't quite understand this. They think that I think they honestly believe he's dumb, or that he doesn't know what he's doing. Wrap your heads around how he won then against Clinton of all people. You were so demoralized, despondent, and so terrified that Clinton was going to do the same thing the Democrats are doing now on immigration during the election and totally ass blast the whole party. She would do the finger wag. She'd do the Bill Clinton thing, and she'd do it better because she's female. That's what they were expecting. Instead, she was deflected over and over by Donald Trump. He defeated her. He's the president of the United States. The Democrats don't control the House, the Senate, the White House, or even a large proportion of state houses. Governorships, straight Republican. What did they gain? Like 4 or 5 different governor seats? They gained half a dozen state legislatures. That's not a bad result considering supposedly Trump is the worst candidate in all human history. So the most terrible president, he's inarguably the worst. What's he done to be a bad president? Cut taxes? Try to solve the Korean Peninsula's long-standing crisis, possibly successfully, laying the groundwork for that. Unemployment ticks below 4% for the first time in over 15 years. Terrible president, my God, it's horrible. Jeez. Just imagine if he were even worse. He might cure AIDS or something. Jesus. Terrible. He's making problems go away. When there are fewer problems, there's less need for more government. Oh my God. He's horrible. Now, there's a reason. The legacy media keeps echoing that bullshit about him being the worst president because it's like, he's certainly far worse than people who brought the country literally to its knees repeatedly, like during the Reconstruction or pre-Civil War eras. When it wasn't clear the country was going to survive, and repeatedly they made mistakes that ended up leading to a long, bloody brothers' war. Yeah, these are great leaders. Yeah, people like our second president who gets held up on a pedestal, John Adams, I think, with the Alien and Sedition Act. Wonderful times. Yeah, this is great. George W. Bush starts several wars, kills 500,000 people. Oh, he's way better than Donald Trump. Way better. Very, very intelligent man. No, it's a bunch of bullshit. I agree with him, though. They shouldn't bother. The midterms at this point, you think that Trump, looking at the polling, looking at strategy, looking at the timeline, months before the election. Do you honestly believe that he's just so dumb? He's like, well, we're going to lose the House and the Senate. There's going to be a blue wave. Let me tell the Republicans not to try to pass a last-minute deal. Now, what he doesn't want is to alienate his core fans by passing a watered-down immigration bill when he knows there's a 90% chance or more that they gain more power in the Senate and that after the midterms he'll be able to do a lot more. Even if they don't take the Senate by a large enough total to defeat all obstruction, the psychological effect will be considerable. It will show the American people the Democrats have lost on the issue and they must negotiate or they lose 2020. And he will point that out to them repeatedly until Schumer comes over and says, okay, you've made your point, you'll get your wall. Please, we expect a few concessions too. And he'll get his wall. And then the psychological fallout from that gives him 2020 anyway, probably. It's a masterstroke. Basically, he's already won. That's basically what's happened. Trump's already won 2020, more or less, simply on this issue. He's just got to pick and choose which issues he uses. The problem being the Democrats' list of issues they can talk about is shrinking. Originally, they were saying he would be terrible for jobs. Well, they can't use that line anymore. Oh, unemployment will double because he'll crush the economy. That didn't happen. Stock market will collapse. That didn't happen. He'll cause a nuclear war. Korea sort of lays that low. What are you supposed to fucking talk about other than immigration or my guns? You've lost on the latter issue. You're losing on the former because of Schumer. Schumer, he obstructed. Trump has pointed this out and said, hey, I'm washing my hands of it till after the midterms. Sorry, American people. I have to use an executive order and pretend to be Obama right now. It's a temporary sort of thing. Hopefully we can work on it in the future. That's about all. Peace out.